Your child watches you check your phone, sees the look on your face, and asks, "Are we okay for money?" What do you say? Most parents either brush it off or panic slightly. And both responses teach kids something, just not what we'd choose. Here's the good news. That moment, the uncomfortable one, is one of the best teaching opportunities you will ever get. Today we're going to walk through exactly how to turn it into a calm, clear, genuinely useful conversation your child will carry for life. First, a quick word on why this matters so much. Research from Cambridge suggests that money habits begin forming surprisingly early in childhood. And OECD data show that students who regularly discuss spending decisions with their parents perform measurably better on financial literacy assessments, with nearly 2/3 of high performers doing so weekly or monthly. You are, right now, the most powerful financial educator your child has. Not a school, not an app, you. So let's get into it. The topic today is a deficit. What happens when a household spends more than it earns? It sounds frightening. It doesn't have to be. Start by making money concrete, especially for younger children age 4 to 7. Use physical coins, draw a simple jar filling up, or use play money laid out on the kitchen table. Little ones need to see money move in and out before they can understand what a gap even is. For older children, aged 8 and up, grab a plain piece of paper and draw 2 columns side by side. Label the left one money that comes in and the right one money that goes out. Keep your voice calm and curious, as if you're solving a puzzle together, because you are. Now fill in the columns together. On the left, a parent's wages, any other income the family has. On the right, groceries, rent or housing costs, travel, phone. Let your child suggest things. They already know more about your household spending than you might think. When the right column is bigger than the left, don't rush past that. Point to it. Name it. Say something like, "Look, more money is going out than coming in." That gap has a name. It's called a deficit. Let that word land. Say it again if you need to. A word with a name is a problem you can think about clearly. Then, and this is crucial, frame it as a puzzle, not a crisis. You might say, "Every family faces this sometimes." The interesting question is, what can we do about it? Watch your child's posture change. They go from worried to curious. Now you introduce the 3 moves. Think of them as 3 levers your family can pull. The first lever is cutting spending. Go back to that right-hand column and ask your child, "Is there anything here we could spend less on or skip for a while?" Cross things out together. This is powerful. Research tells us children understand their choices far better when they're involved in making them. For an 8-year-old, you might circle the takeaway meals. For a 12-year-old, you might talk through the difference between something your family wants and something it needs, and why that distinction matters when money is tight. The second lever is increasing income. Brainstorm together. Could a parent pick up extra work? Could the family sell something it no longer uses? Could an older child contribute by doing paid tasks for neighbors? You're not putting the weight on your child's shoulders. You're letting them see that income is not fixed. It's something a family can actively work on. The third lever is making a plan and tracking it. This is where the real magic happens over time. Agree on a simple weekly check-in, even 5 minutes at the dinner table, where your child can look at the 2 columns again and see whether the gap is closing. When children see a plan working, something shifts. They start to believe that problems have solutions. That belief is worth more than any specific money skill. Now, a word about age. For children under 8, keep this visual and playful. Use coins, jars, drawings. The concept is simple. Sometimes more goes out than comes in, and we fix it together. That's enough. For children aged 8 to 11, bring in simple arithmetic. Let them add up the columns. Give them a small real budget to manage, say, the ingredients for one family meal, so they feel that same income versus expense tension in a low-stake setting. University of Exeter psychologist Paul Webley found that by around age 12, children's understanding of economic situations is broadly comparable to that of adults. So by that age, you can go deeper. For 12 to 14-year-olds, talk trade-offs openly. Short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal. Wants versus needs. What it actually feels like to choose between 2 things when you can only afford one. OECD data show that students with stronger financial literacy are significantly more likely to save, and that understanding, that habit, starts in conversations exactly like this one. One thing worth saying clearly: this conversation is not about frightening your child. Keep the examples calm and matter of fact. If your family is genuinely in a difficult moment, you don't need to share every detail, but you also don't need to pretend everything is perfect. Children sense tension. A simple, honest frame, we're keeping a close eye on our money right now, and here's how we're thinking about it, is far less frightening than silence. And don't make this a single talk. The families where children grow up financially confident are not the ones who had one big money lecture. They're the ones where money came up regularly, calmly, at the table, in the car, at the shop, just part of life. Tonight, try this. Draw those 2 columns on a piece of paper. Let your child help you fill them in and name the gap together. You don't need a deficit to do this. It's just as powerful as a practice run. Call it a family puzzle. See what your child notices. That one conversation, repeated over months, is how financial confidence is built. If this helped you, please subscribe to Little Money Habits. We're here every week with practical ideas you can actually use today.